Hey there, YouTube! Before I get into the video, let me remind you, if you like my content, hit that like and subscribe button. And also, if you feel the need to support me, hit me up on my Patreon. The link will be down in the description below. I do all this in my free time, so any amount of support can help me bring more of this content to you more often. Today we are going to be looking at a commander, Jyoti, Moag Ancient. This is not a new commander. In fact, the only reason I'm doing this deck tech is because it was a challenge deck. A few buddies of mine decided that they wanted to do a random commander, so we used a generator that just randomly created that just randomly picked a commander, and then we were given a budget of $250 to work with, and I got Jyoti. My chosen commander was Jyoti Moag Ancient. I shifted the printings of some of these cards to match what you're going to see in the video. The original build, without shifting the prints, if I had used some of the cheaper prints, actually was within 250. Right now I think it jumped up to like 256 because of prints, but if you shift the prints down, it's actually 250. It was right within the budget. So let's take a look. We have Jyoti Moag Ancient. This is a green and a blue for a 2/4. When Jyoti enters the battlefield, you create a 1/1 green forest dryad land creature token for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this game. And then at the beginning of each combat, land creatures you control get +X until end of turn, where X is Jyoti's power. All right, so next we're going to take a look at Planeswalkers. We have Nissa, who shakes the world, and we have Wrenn and Realmbreaker. Next up is going to be creatures. Starting with AC, Tyrant of Gyre Strait, Ancient Green Warden, Ashaya, Soul of the Wild, Avenger of Zendikar, Azusa, Lost but Seeking, Blossoming Tortoise, Bonnie Paul, Clear Cutter, Dryad of the Elysian Grove, Embodiment of Insight, Halimar Tidecaller, Jolrael, Voice of Zhalfir, Kamal, Heart of Krosa, Liege of the Tangle, Llanowar Loam Speaker, Lotus Cobra, Ramunap Excavator, Scoot Swarm, Springheart Nantuko, Sylvan Advocate, Tatyova Benthic Druid, Tatyova Steward of Tides, Tireless Provisioner, and Eudora Grave Gardener. Okay, next up is Instants. Starting with Arcane Denial, Awakening the Vitu-Ghazi, Beast Within, Counterspell, Growth Spiral, Heroic Intervention, Jaheira's Respite, Kamal's Will, Natural Affinity, and Planar Genesis. And Pongify. Okay, next up is sorceries. Starting with Awaken the Woods, Consuming Tide, Cultivate, Explore, Kadama's Reach, Nature's Lore, Rampant Growth, Rude Awakening, Splendid Reclamation, Sylvan Awakening, and 3 visits. Next up is artifacts. We have Arcane Signet, Blackblade Reforged, Conduit of Worlds, Soul Ring, and Staff of Titania. Right, next up is enchantments. We have Druid class, Earth Surge, Exploration, Nature's Revolt, Retreat to Kazandu, Roaring Earth, Spelunking, and Wilderness Reclamation. All right, next up is non-basic lands. We have Blinkmoth Nexus, Breeding Pool, Cactus Preserve, Command Tower, Crawling Barrens, Dreamroot Cascade, Dryad Arbor, Fairy Conclave, Flooded Grove, Hall of Storm Giants, Hedge Maze, Hinterland Harbor, Lair of the Hydra, Lumbering Falls, Mishra's Factory, Rejuvenating Springs, Restless Vinestock, Simic Growth Chamber, Tanglepool Bridge, Treetop Village, Yavimaya Coast, and Yavimaya Cradle of Growth. All right, last is basic lands. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 forests, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 islands. So that is the Jyoti Moag Ancient deck tech. So clearly the idea here is to get lands as creatures. We have a ton of different spells in the form of like Natural Affinity, Kamal's Will, and other such things to turn our lands into creatures. We also have things like Awaken the Woods, which just creates a bunch of land creatures. But on top of that, our mana base is just full of man lands that turn into creatures by themselves. You'll notice that I did not have Inkmoth Nexus. I had Blinkmoth Nexus, but not Inkmoth Nexus. And Inkmoth Nexus would be phenomenal in this deck, but it was, if I remember correctly, pushing it above the budget, and I found it very difficult to cut cards at that point, so ended up cutting the Inkmoth Nexus, thinking that it was a tad bit unfair. But we have tons of things in here that create lands as creatures. But on top of that, there was actually a surprising amount of things that give lands keywords like flying or trample, but also on top of that, give it power. There was anthems that were specific to land creatures, which kind of blew my mind. And then on top of that, we're going to use things like Titania's Staff and Blackblade Reforged to increase Jyoti's power, so that when we go to combat, all those creatures get even bigger. There's also Retreat to Kazandu for that. So it's got really interesting, very fun, and I think unique gameplay, considering the options that you have available to you. And also because you're doing lands as creatures, you kind of can get around some weird interactions that can happen in the game. So very interesting and unique deck, in my opinion. Anyway, that is the deck tech. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Keep it positive. I'll remove negative comments. And until next time, guys, peace.